More Vince McMahon payments have been discovered. Plus, a major New Japan star is teasing an AEW debut. And Tony Khan is teasing a cannot miss AEW moment tonight. So all in the wrestling news right now.
What could it be?
What could it be? It could be more naughty money from Vince McMahon.
Oh, Tom, we have a report from the Securities and Exchange Commission.
Oh, good. I like them.
I'll just read what it says for now, and we can maybe try and elaborate a bit if anything catches our interest. But they say on June 17, 2022, World Wrestling Entertainment Inc. and its board of directors announced that a special committee of independent members of the board of directors was conducting an investigation into alleged misconduct by the company's former chairman and chief executive officer, Vincent K. McMahon, who resigned from all positions held within the company on July 22nd, but remains a stockholder with a controlling interest, and another executive who is also no longer with the company. That's John Laurinaitis.
John Laurinaitis.
Now, we know all that. That's all. That's a summary of what we know. However, here we go. On July 25th, 2022, the company announced that it had made a preliminary determination that certain payments that Vince McMahon agreed to make during the period from 2006 through 2022, including amounts paid and payable in the future totaling $14.6 million, were not appropriately recorded as expenses in the company's consolidated financial statements. Since that time, this is where it's used up. Since that time, the company has determined that 2 additional payments totaling $5 million unrelated to the allegations that led to the special committee investigation that Mr. McMahon made in 2007 and 2009 should have been recorded in the company's consolidated financial statements. Together, these unrecorded expenses total $19.6 million. They got to say then that the payments in question were or will be paid by Vince McMahon personally. So basically, the money that we knew about, the money that he's said to have used as hush money effectively.
The hush money.
Does not include this recently discovered 2 separate payments of totaling $5 million.
Now, obviously,
is that more hush money? Is it not? What's it for?
I mean, now we don't specifically know if it falls into the same category as the quote hush money, but considering the majority of this money, the $14.6 million of this money, I doubt this is bowling paraphernalia.
Bowling, yeah.
I doubt this is a new suit, but obviously it's not specifically stated as such. Now, WWE have since requested a filing extension to account for this additional $5 million, after which they will, as promised, publish their revised records for the years in question.
Oh my goodness.
It just,
When does it stop though? Are there going to be more?
When does it start and when does it stop?
When does it stop?
Time is the thing, and I'm just a clock. I don't know if this is the end. I don't think we've dug far down enough yet.
Who knows when more stuff's going to come out? Because everyone assumed that because at first he was very ballsy and was like, I'm still going to be on TV for no real reason, and it was purely just like, I'm still here, damn it. And then suddenly, almost without warning, he seemed to bow to the pressure and leave. And a lot of people were thinking, is there more to come out? Now, I don't think this is that, if there is an extra thing that's going to come out, because it's just more of the same by the sounds of it, but it's certainly not a good sign. Could we have only just sort of cracked the tip of the iceberg, I suppose?
It's one we are going to keep an eye on at cultaholic.com. One of those that had
it's so warm, Tom. I'm sweating. I'm wearing a grey t-shirt.
I'm sweating like Vince McMahon with the Securities and Exchange Commission. Now, the one person that has been in Vince McMahon's ear for the majority of his time in his previous post was Kevin Dunn. And Kevin Dunn's time within WWE has had a question mark over the top of it. Fightful tell us a few more details about the future of Kevin Dunn. He says, we've been told that WWE doesn't believe they have anyone currently that could replace Dunn, as the likeliest candidate was let go during a prior round of layoffs, and a return isn't likely based on how the exit went down. So I spoil the intonation on that. So basically, they did have somebody that could potentially have replaced Kevin Dunn, but it looks like it was a messy fallout when they were let go. The chances are they aren't coming back.
Yes.
Don't know who that is. Maybe it's John Laurinaitis. Maybe he's really good with Adobe Premiere. Who knows?
It's a masterstroke from Kevin Dunn. Imagine if we had someone here who could, not to pick on him, but Fraser, right? Someone who we were saying, Fraser, train this person up to do exactly your job. Well, Fraser might think, hang on, why are they doing that? And then not train them properly, and then they'd get let go.
I've had that happen in the radio business.
Really?
Before.
Oh my
word. I've had older presenters train me erroneously.
So that you can't replace them. That is salacious.
I remember somebody who kept it's so funny. From decades ago now, I had somebody who kept there was these locks on the racks room where all the technical stuff is, and they kept the keys.
Oh my!
No one else could have
word.
the keys. If something went wrong in that racks room, we had to call them out, and they had to, because that was their thing.
But I bet they complained about getting called out as well.
Constantly,
It's
whinge bag.
It's like old wrestlers holding down the younger. Anyway,
That's the old times. But now, if Kevin Dunn were to go, if he was to take his finger off the switch, it doesn't necessarily mean that all the stuff that we don't like, all those Dunnisms, would go away. Brian Alvarez laments on this, saying that I was told there are other people there that like the shaking and the zooming and the cuts and the Roigan and the Vloigan, and that you shouldn't expect that if Kevin Dunn left tomorrow, we suddenly wouldn't have them anymore because people there like it. Monsters, I presume.
I like that Professor Fring reference you just dropped. I've not thought about Professor Fring for many years. I should be Obi-Wan with the boing. Oh, it's so good.
But it says that even if Kev goes, that's not really that's not pulling the weed out at the root. That's really just trimming it.
He's kind of the head of it, but there are people who like his style.
People like fast zooms. I guess people who don't have like stomach issues and stomach ulcers, maybe. So Kev, necessarily, that wouldn't change if Kev was to go. Let's float over to AEW, where a major New Japan star dropped a little tease of an All Elite debut.
If there's one New Japan star that I view as maybe a bit of a loose cannon who just does what he bloody wants,
Evil.
that would be it wouldn't be evil. It would be the angelic, comparatively, Kota Ibushi, who dropped a reply to a tweet that may give away something. So he was asked by a fan on Twitter if he was going to AEW, and he replied somewhat ambiguously. He said at least once. Ooh. Now, we have seen people drop into AEW for like at Forbidden Door recently, the likes of Okada and stuff, to just have one match, and then that's cool. But Ibushi saying at least once, well, that leaves it a wide range of appearances open, doesn't it, I suppose?
It really does. I like the idea of Ibushi just popping in once, maybe to help out a friend.
Orange Cassidy.
No, that's right.
I think they could do amazing tag matches with him and Kenny Omega if Omega comes back. They could do a big singles match between the two as well. Golly goodness, Tom. Imagine.
I think they would. I think I'd be keen for them to tell that story, to make sure they tell that story on telly.
Yes.
I think the one thing that sometimes wrestling kind of falls foul of is assumed prior knowledge.
Yeah.
I think that was a lot of the criticism from AEW Forbidden Door was prior knowledge of New Japan and the bits and pieces that put that show together.
The show itself was excellent, but the build was quite heavily criticised, and sometimes rightly, I think, for that.
I think so as well. And I think a few people, with Raw on Monday, with Dexter Lumis turning up, there I saw a few people saying, well, if we don't watch NXT, I don't know who this
However, in that case, though, I think there's still a lot of that yet to unfold. So, and for all their flaws, WWE are very good at hype packages and videos and stuff explaining what's going on.
They are, actually. So one to keep an eye on. Apparently tonight, Quake by the Lake is one to keep an eye on. Tony Khan has been told to stop saying major announcement in tweets. So he's put tomorrow night, he put this yesterday, tomorrow night on AEW Dynamite, if you miss Quake by the Lake, it'll be a regret you won't forget.
Oh, he's talking like Muhammad Ali. He's talking in couplets. That's amazing. Oh.
Now, tonight, I believe it's coming out of the Target Center.
In Minneapolis, yes, indeed.
Which is where we had Full Gear.
Oh.
Where we last saw Kenny Omega.
Okay. So that could be. And also, I've not really been paying attention too much, but since Tony, when Tony was like saying, this is the best thing, you need to watch this, and then it started to overpromise. Has he since tempered that a bit? Could this genuinely be a big thing?
He does tend to. I don't think he's really let up on that side of things. I think when you hyperbole all the time, then it just becomes bowl.
Okay.
When it's a consistent hyperbole, it's just bully.
Yeah.
It just becomes sort of. When you're either underwhelmed or overwhelmed, you just remain whelmed. So again, it might be something huge, but the problem is, he's now the boy that cried big announcement. And it might just be a case that we'll watch and go, oh, it was just a really fun show.
And that'll be fine.
But
what you say about it being in Minneapolis and that's the last place we saw a mega wrestler match, that's quite interesting. That might not be an accident.
Just setting up for disappointment for
Yeah.
people.
Fair enough.
You're very welcome. We'll have more wrestling news throughout the day at cultaholic.com. Stay safe. Love you. Bye.